What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn your alerts on. This is Agree to Disagree. Talking Phils, heading in the All-Star break. Let's go.
Oh my God!
I'm embarrassed!
He's flying!
Welcome in. It's almost time.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio, the flagship, baby. As always, Greg Milakovic, Brian Wilson. I'm Tom Arnone, our A2D correspondent. Uncle Sweeps will not be with us this Sunday, but he'll be back. He'll be back next Sunday for sure. I think I said that 2 Sundays ago, but then we took last week off. We got a lot to unpack and talk about. Crumb in a week at the end of the show. We do that every Sunday. Phillies, Florida road trip is officially over. They finished that road trip at 4-2. We'll break down how we feel about the road trip. Phillies head into the All-Star break at 48-41. They are tied for that last wild card spot with San Fran and Milwaukee, I believe, as of right this minute. So they're tied for that last spot, for that last wild card spot for the playoffs. Every Sunday, though, we are brought to you by our doc, and you got to make them yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, locations in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. So, like I said, we head into the All-Star break at 48-41. All right, 4-2 finish here on this Florida road trip, which, right, after winning like you were winning, if you sweep Tampa,
the 4-0 start.
You go into Miami, you get the big home run by Pache to win that baseball game. So we'll get into all that. And the Phillies have that last wild card spot as right now. That ties into our poll question brought to you by Baggio's Bread, and they're located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. They're the home of the best stuffed breads, tomato pie sandwiches, cutlets, meatballs. You mentioned HUD Radio, you get 10% off your in-store order. Baggio's Bread, Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Our poll for tonight. Are these guys kidding me with the poll? Like, are these guys kidding me that they continuously put this in the ticker? Like, I don't know. So when I click on it, it goes to the ticker. I'm trying to show it to the people. Like, I know what it is, but I'm trying to show it to the people. All right, this is where guys don't make it here. You know, our poll: the Philadelphia Phillies will make the playoffs. Somebody who is making it. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcast, whatever, as well as the like, subscribe, follow, join the conversation. And I skipped over it because it's not a huge deal, even if you're baseball junkies. Unless you got the number 1 pick, right? Is the MLB Draft is going on right now. It starts at 7 o'clock. It's live. We're not going to get to that Phillies pick. All right. But I will watch it because there's nothing else to watch. And I'm a junkie.
I will.
But
I will watch
the guy we take is probably 3 to 5 years away.
5 years away.
You would guess. Now, if it's a college hitter, maybe a little closer. But our poll, this is a little bit closer. The Phillies will make the playoffs. Agree or disagree? It's a simple one tonight. Family, let us know. Vote in, comment in, and let's talk about it. Let's talk everything Phillies tonight. I agree. Now, people are going to tell me, like, well, Tom, I agree if they make a move here or a move there. I don't think that – first off, I don't think you can make moves right now because you can't keep trading.
There's one move that's going to happen, though.
Well, you can't keep trading.
I'm going to call it, too. But I'm going to call it.
We'll just call it now then, Dave.
Adam Duvall. I'm telling you, we're going to get it. We're going to get an outfielder that can play the corner outfield spots and has power and it's right-handed and he fits. He's the guy that fits. Now, Boston is not terrible, so maybe they don't trade him because they're kind of still in the playoff race. But I think that one just makes sense.
No, it does.
I will back in a wild card.
I'll say this though. I'll say this to all trades if it's for any big name. Is that you can't keep trading prospects.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. I mean, that's
like,
not a big trade.
You have to. Yeah. No, that's minor. I'm saying the big deal that people think will get us over the top, like per se, to make the playoffs and go to a World Series again. I don't think that deal's there. Like I don't know.
That's just Bryce and Trey playing better. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all that is.
But I agree. I think this team, as constructed right now, just like I felt before the season started, is a playoff team. And at the halfway mark, per se, right? At the halfway mark, this team is a playoff team, right? Yeah, at the All-Star break, coming out of the All-Star break, they're in the playoffs. If it ended right now, All right. So
yeah, and we were not tied before today. Like we became tied today,
Yes.
and we sat guys. Like obviously Harper plays today if we had to get into the playoffs. So
I don't know.
It's like I don't know.
At least Harper wise, I don't know if he plays today.
Yeah, he would have. He was there watching. He was fine. He said he's fine. He would have definitely played.
all right.
Just being cautious.
All right. Well, cautious. I'm not going to be cautious about us making the playoffs. So how it ends today, going into the break, they are a playoff team. I think this lineup is good enough. All right. I think it will be good enough. All right. Guys usually only have better second halves in this lineup. We've seen that. We've watched it with our own eyes. And a guy like Turner's always had better second halves, right? So I expect this lineup to hit. Now it comes down to what's failed you the last 2 days in Miami is your goddamn starting pitcher. Right? Ranger in game 2, and Nola shit the bed today. Both guys gave up runs right in the first. Well, you give up runs right in the first, right? You're putting your team in a bad spot. So as long as the starting pitching can hold up, I believe they're a playoff team. And I think more than anybody else, I think these days off, right, only help guys and only help our guys, our bullpen, everything, right? Because we have a lot of guys that have put some mileage on. Right. And it'd be nice to get Sir Anthony back. Right. It'd be nice to get Alvarado back without going on the IL again. So that's the things that this break couldn't have came at a better time for us because up until yesterday, honestly, our bullpen was lights out. I think it was like 25 innings without giving up a run or something. Like it was
34 one run.
34 one run. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, think about that. That's a long time.
It's wild. That's wild.
It's wild. And that gets you in the dance. And the reason we still go on the road, our bullpens have been lights out. Listen, if you want to copy off somebody, copy off how Houston won last year. They came at you with starters, but bigger than that, their bullpen, most teams want to get into the bullpen, right? When you play the Astros, you don't want to
stay away.
Yeah.
He's
7, 8, 9.
He's good. He's at 60. Why would you go to the pen? Right? That's what we copied a little bit. It was a copy paste here, and we followed their direction. So I think if there's any move to be made that people want to talk about, like Adam Duvall's a good bat, Wills, I would go somewhere, another bullpen arm. Now it doesn't have to be elite. And guys aren't looking to really trade elite guys, but I think you can find a good one, right? A good one just to be just another piece to go at, right? Another piece. Now, not that they even need one, but maybe you don't need a guy like Marte, even though he was good up until yesterday. So I don't know. They're in a good spot. I'm confident. As bad as they played in the first half leading up until June there again, it's a carbon copy of last year. So why would they not make the postseason? Let's go.
By the way, Paul Skeens went number 1. It's a little bit of a shock.
LSU kid, right?
Yeah, they had everybody else had those 2 bats, the LSU bat, and then the high school kid Max Clark potentially going 1. Skeens that's a really good pick for Pittsburgh.
He's probably the most ready.
Oh, he is.
Right?
Yeah, he absolutely is. If they make the playoffs, you very might well see him in the bullpen.
They're playing a lot better than I expected. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I hear you.
I agree.
Well, guess what? That's another really good starting pitcher for Pittsburgh's organization, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know there's a local guy. Salmento's been on A2D before. Is in their system, and he's rising levels.
Yeah, he's pitching well.
So
and the other one, the number 1 overall pick from that draft just came up.
Yeah, they just called up Henry Davis. Yeah.
So
he hasn't been catching though. He's been playing the outfield.
You want to talk about an organization that seems to be getting it right. So, all right, what do you guys say about the poll?
Greg, you can go.
Yeah, I'll also agree. There's a lot of things that make you, kind of hate this team at times, right? The inconsistency, especially the last couple of days, the inconsistencies of pitching, and then also the bad base running and bad fundamentals that you see at times, right? But ultimately, you look at this lineup specifically, right? Trey Turner couldn't be any worse in the first half, right? So you can't get, there's only one way for Trey to go, and that's up. Kyle Schwarber still isn't over 200, right? He might not get there, but he's.
Is he over 170?
Not. I don't. Maybe after today.
He's right around it. He's right.
Yeah,
around
he's
close.
Schwarber. But he can't be any worse from a batting average standpoint.
Oh, I get he could.
Well, let's not hope so.
Let's be honest, Greg. He's been awful. Besides hitting some balls out of the park, he's been awful all the way around. Can't play the outfield.
Yep.
He's batting leadoff still for some reason. I don't know why.
He's one of the biggest reasons why, either you make as you said, Wills, you make a corner outfield move or you make a right-handed first baseman move. But regardless of what happens, Bryce needs to get back into the field, and you got to get Schwarber out of there.
It seems like they're going to put Bryce at first. They seem pretty dead set on it. Which, if that's the case, then Schwarber has to play DH, and you got to. I'm really thinking they're going to get a right-handed power bat. They're going to.
So, but I agree. I think the second half of the year, we kind of went through this in 2009, if you remember too, right? After the World Series run that we went on, right? Sluggish first half, and then the team kind of realized, hey, we are who we are, right? Even like the comments that Trey Turner made the other day after winning 4 in a row and saying, hey, we know that we can compete with everybody, right? It ends up being on us, right? I think that's the Phillies' biggest issue right now is when they look at the mirror at times, right? And in certain situations. Right, runners in scoring position.
I don't want to cut you off. I just want to circle back to Schwarber real quick.
Yeah,
people bring up Schwarber, and we brought similar things with Hoskins at times, right? But the one thing I want to make sure we do factor in the Kyle whenever we talk about him, even though he's been downright atrocious at the plate.
I'm not benching him.
At average wise, it's 184. So I don't know.
184. Okay, it's actually on the uptick a little bit.
But. Interesting. The Phillies are 103 and 72 when Schwarber leads off the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're 6 games under 500 when he doesn't. That's insane.
Wow,
that's insane.
Is crazy. It is crazy, but he's been so bad that he just can't lead off. I'm sorry, he can't.
I know. I'm anti him leading off too, but
the number. I agree. The wins are wild.
They win,
wild. But it's also
I can just do without him.
In June.
Hold on, I can just do without him playing left field.
But
that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen until Bryce can go. So
true.
We're in this. We're circling here, right?
Yeah, and Bryce getting hit on the elbow didn't help. Thanks. Didn't need that.
No.
Cruz went too. Okay, that's another guy that they thought go one. Washington did the right thing in taking Cruz, but even with Schwarber, I would start with a day off or two. Right? I mean, the guy's the only guy that hasn't sat all year, and I know these guys like playing. But. Hey, we talked about it with JT, or especially you and Mitch, Tommy, talked about it with JT a lot. We talked about it with Trey. We talk about it with Bryce. Hey, give these guys a day down, like a do nothing day, and give these guys a day to decompress their minds. But yes, ultimately, I agree. I think we saw over the last month enough good baseball that they play consistently to continue that trajectory into the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like when all of us agree, but I'm going to agree. I was expecting Greg not to agree, honestly. But so,
sorry.
Listen, we have the second best record in baseball over the last month since June 1st. We're starting to rise. We didn't have a great first 2 months, very inconsistent, but we're starting to rise. And if you look at it, I think that we're just built like we're a playoff team. I think we've been saying that. I do think that they're going to make a move for a power right-handed bat, and we need Schwarber to play better. And I expect Turner and Bryce to be better. So, yeah, I think we're going to make the playoffs. I'm not really, honestly, I think we're going to pass the Marlins. I see some teams falling off. There's always teams that surprise you first half and then they fall off. The Marlins are going to fit that mold for me this year. I think Arizona might fall off a little bit. I think we're going to rise. I really think we're going to rise.
Miami gives me a little bit of worry.
We're not going to catch the Braves, though.
No.
Just mark that down. The Braves, we have the second best record in baseball. The Braves have the best since June 1st.
Miami only gives me a little bit of worries because they have what seems to be this team's kryptonite in enough left-handed pitching, both in the starting rotation and the bullpen.
Well, right? we never hit.
I knew
it was going to be rough today because we never hit Luzardo.
No,
ever.
And we didn't really get to Garrett yesterday, right?
He pitched pretty well.
And then they have lefties that come out of the bullpen. So that's again where I think you go back to your right-handed bat, whether it's whether it's an outfielder, first baseman, whoever it is. I think because of the way Robbie likes to play the right-left lineups, you're going to need to add somebody else to balance that out a little bit.
Yeah, enough.
Yeah,
enough trying to balance shit out. Like, hold on. Like, real quick, Greg. Enough trying to balance shit out. I've had enough of it. All right. If a guy can hit, a guy can hit. All right. So if you believe in a guy, so if Brandon Marsh, you believe enough in, all right, and the numbers have proven he's better than anything you're bringing off. All right. I've had enough of Josh Harrison. All right. I've had an absolute enough of Josh Harrison. So if you're going to tell me,
I get it from me, Tommy.
Yeah.
Then maybe Marsh, okay, maybe he can sit against some lefties, but Bryson should be in. Bryson hits everybody. He should be in.
And Marsh should be in too, because all Marsh has done is hit since he came over here. So
I have nothing against
to give a young guy an opportunity to get better against lefties. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, if anything, if it's a 30-year-old that's proven to me over the course of his career he don't hit lefties, then of course. But this is a young guy who's only going to get better. Who's only got better since he came to your organization with the help of Kevin Long. All right, he's only gotten better. He's widened his stance out. Right, he's made adjustments. So when a guy's doing those types of things, now run him out there, man. Run him out there. Like, if you want to once in a while do it, of course, right? But it's every time. Like the pinch hit the other night, Chris Pache saved his ass. Because I'm not saying not saying Marsh gets a hit. I got no reason to pinch hit Josh Harrison in that spot right now. You think he's going to lose the baseball? What do you think? Rob, is going to happen right there? Because I can tell you what's going to happen. I'm sitting on my damn couch. All right, but I'm a baseball guy. I'm going to tell you there's an out coming. Hey, there's an out where Marsh, I don't know. If I run him out there enough, maybe I'm going to find out. Maybe I can find out now and have a real big binder full of goddamn numbers before I start doing that shit. That's what drives me crazy. Because you're not going to bat Harper against lefties, and I'm not considering what, like, equal in the two, right? I'm just making the point. If you believe in a guy and a guy can hit. All right, God damn it. The biggest problem growing up was from being a lefty was, lefties are hard to hit. You know why? I didn't see enough.
Don't see a lot of them, yeah.
Nowadays, you see more. So, like, nowadays, when these guys play the circuits they play in, like and I ain't even playing in the Power 5 circuits, okay? But these are the circuits we play in locally. There's lefties all over the place. So to find the funky lefty isn't like this brand new thing now. God damn it. I hate when managers try to overthink it. Like, let the kid run out there. Right? At one point you were 24th in RBIs and 24th in runs scored. Now, 2 bonuses, you're now 17th and 17th in those categories, right? So some things that have came up for this baseball.
So we're moving up.
All right, but allow young guys to fail first before we assume they're going to fail. That's my thought.
I would be okay with Pache getting some more time, though. I would be okay with Pache. Like, if you're going to sit Marsh,
then it's for Pache,
play Pache, I would say.
But there was points where Pache wasn't here because he was hurt, and you were doing this shit.
Your Dalton Guthrie, Josh Harrison, and to your point, but to both your points, it's different if you have a guy on the bench who is equal, or close to equal to the guy you're replacing. The guys on our bench are not even close. You're right, Tommy. Marsh is going to give you a better at bat versus a lefty than Dalton Guthrie will, or Josh Harrison once in 15 days does. Right, you know what I mean. Josh
has been 219, right, Greg? I mean, he's been 219 and 219s against all these lefties.
Mm-hmm.
Right, 96 ABs. He's got 2 home runs. I don't think either one of them were impactful.
I was going to say he doesn't have any power numbers.
No, 2 and 96 at bats. So what do you think you're losing? Where Marsh has 7. Now, I'm not saying Marsh never plays against lefties, but it feels like he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, not often.
He got a rare bat today against. So he got a rare game today, but that's because I think Harrison. Again, that today was weird to me too. So you put Harrison, you had Harrison in the lineup. I guess it was a late scratch. So you put Marsh on there, but you leave Marsh in left field. And you let Pache play center. Like, what does that say to Marsh? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Why doesn't you just swap the defensive? When you insert Marsh, why doesn't you just go right to center field?
Maybe that could be because Pache doesn't play left as well, though. I'm not sure. I'm not sure because they both play center equally. I would say they're both very good at center field.
Max Clark went 3 to Detroit. It's about the top 3 names that I know.
Yeah, I don't care about any of these kids' names. Honestly, I don't know. I probably don't know any of them. The top LSU pitcher I knew just because of watching the College World Series.
Watch the College World Series,
yeah.
Now, in his career, Marsh is 216 versus lefties, 4 homers, 18 RBIs. That's his career numbers, though, right?
Yeah,
and that's 259 plate appearances. So
yeah, it's basically Harrison's numbers this year.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get 2023.
I mean, I guess in the past, he used to hit lefties well, Josh Harrison, but he's old man now.
He is. Okay, so this year he's 73 plate appearances, 2 homers as well. But he's batting 206. So that has actually dropped since the last time I checked it. But still, like that's not a lot of run. That's 73 plate appearances. You know what I mean?
It's 15 games.
Yeah, let a guy run it out there a little bit. So that's not a lot. But
yeah, and when you and we know this too, right? When you have a small bandwidth of at bats like there, an 0 for 1 or 0 for 2 just totally tanks that batting average, right? You know what I mean? Like a random 0 for 1 or 0 for 2, everything affects it a lot.
You grab a quick 2 hits, you jump up 40 points.
Yeah.
Now, would you guys say this little road trip was a success?
I would still say it is because we went 4-2. But when you start 4-0, you kind of you end it on a sour note for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to poo-poo a 4. Like same thing. I'm not going to poo-poo a 4-2 road trip, but it's almost like you won the games against the teams that you didn't have to win the game against, right? I obviously would have taken a sweep of the Marlins and losing the series to the Rays if I could have taken it. You know, if I could have pinpointed exactly how to go, but ultimately a 4-2 is good. You just didn't make up any ground.
Yeah, agreed. You know, you would rather not keep losing divisional teams, right? But you know, I know on Mondays with Mitch, you know, we were talking. He was good with 3-3 because I think
most people would have been, yeah.
Yeah, and I was good with it. And I sort of wanted the 4-2. I said 4-2 would make me feel good, and it did. Right, it did. I mean, you won 4 straight games on the road.
Feel real good.
Yeah, and you won 4 straight games on the road and 13 leading up to your 2 losses. Like you're going to lose some games on the road. I get it. You know, you're heading into the break. You're in Miami, right? I don't know. You know, I'm not trying to read too much into things, but it is what it is. But you said you go into the break as that 3rd wild card, and that's a huge win from where this baseball team was when this started off. And so. You know, a couple guys that I think are really who did Wyatt Langford just went to Texas.
Okay. That bomber from Florida.
Yeah, I mean him and Dylan Cruz were the best two bats in college baseball this year.
College bats, so. Absolutely.
So I mean that are eligible.
Yeah.
I can make a case that his teammate might be a better bat than him.
Texas had the 4th pick. That's good for them.
That's good for them.
They have a pretty good team.
They had 5 All-Stars, first time in a long time for them.
And Josh Jung starting as a rookie. He's been full on sexy for my fantasy team too. I'm a Josh Jung fan.
Okay, so I want you guys to give me one key guy offensively and one key starter for us to go back to the postseason. They need to be tremendous. All right, at that monster second halves.
I'll go. Well, to me, the starter's Nola. I mean, and I don't need him to be tremendous, but he's led up the most home runs in the National League, 21. I think it's 2nd in baseball total. Someone has 22. I don't know who that is. But yeah, he's just not been good enough. He's not been himself. And he needs to kick into gear and be more of himself. He had a good start earlier in the week. Then he has a very bad start today, leaving balls up all over the place. 3 home runs. Nola is the guy for me. 100% it's Aaron Nola. And I know he can be better, and I'm expecting him to be better.
All right, Greg, you want to give me one pitcher first?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Taijuan Walker. I want to hope that he tremendous is great because he's been tremendous so far. But we need him to continue to be that, right? You know what I mean? Yes, Walker has always taken the ball and he's always been a guy that's pitched big amount of innings, but he hasn't always pitched quality, throughout his career, right? So he's pitched really, really good in the last couple months and weeks. Just need that to continue through the second half of the year. So, and plus we paid him to be that guy, right? Yeah, we gave him the money to be that, third, fourth guy. So he's got to be that guy.
Yeah. Well, you went Walker, Wills went Nola, and I'm going to go with the ace of the staff, and I'm going to go with Zach Wheeler. I mean, he hasn't been good enough. Let's just call that what it is, too.
Agreed.
Right? And
he's not an all-star. You would expect him to be.
No, I mean, I'm paying him to be one.
Yeah.
At least I can make the argument I'm not paying Nola to be one, per se, even though I'm paying him to be pretty close to one, right? But Wheeler, I am paying to be one.
Yep.
All right, and he's just been inconsistent. Same as Aaron. You know, they're both about the same. To be honest with you, both struck out 102. Or sorry, both giving up 102 hits. I mean, Wheeler's pretty much giving up a hit an inning, so that's not fun. He's thrown 104 innings, giving up 102 hits. Right? Not what we expect. Right? Nola 119 innings, 102 hits. Okay, still not good enough. Right? Nola struck out 120, and Wheeler's 119. So those numbers for both guys have been where they're supposed to be. But he's the ace of the staff. It starts with him, right? We've had these conversations before. And listen, I get it. Nola's been inconsistent. I get it, Spells. His stuff's too good. It's too good to be inconsistent, right? But the other guy is the ace and the horse. And you go as your horse goes. So I need Wheeler to be tremendous, like the question, right? Like he needs to be tremendous in the second half. I just need Aaron Nola to be good.
Yeah.
Aaron Nola just has to be good. He hasn't been good.
Because he hasn't been good, yeah.
No, he just needs to be good.
Yeah,
Walker just needs to be good. Wheeler needs to be tremendous. He needs to carry.
I'll give you that
That's
one.
how I look at it.
Absolutely.
I'll give you the check on that one.
Yeah, I felt good there at the end. You know what I mean?
I like it.
But
Because I would agree. I would be fine with Nola and Walker just being good.
Yeah.
Walker's been good. Nola hasn't been good.
No.
And I would fine with both of them just being good the rest of the year. I would love Wheels to be great the rest of the year.
I think our baseball team would too.
Yeah. Everybody be happy.
Okay, give me one bat.
Happy.
Who's the bat that needs to be tremendous in the second half?
I mean, the easy answer is Trey Turner. He's always been a good second half player. You know, the first half obviously did not go as he wanted. He's been better the last couple weeks. And Trey Turner's the easy answer. To me, he needs to be like a 330. I want like a 330 second half. I need a 330 second half, Trey. With like 25 steals mixed in.
Yeah, I know I was talking 60 steals. You know, thinking he's going to be on base all the time.
Yeah, what's he got? 20? Not even
19.
19.
Yeah. I mean,
there's guys with 40.
Yeah, Okuda's almost at 40.
No, I mean he already is over 40 steals.
I think another easy answer for me is going to be Bryce Harper. You know, and I don't even care about the power. Hit 330 and hit 60 doubles. You know what I mean? If the power's not there because because of the arm, right? You know what I mean? Like that double he had the other day. You know, hit that ball in the gap, and he knew what Marlins Park, and then he hit the double, and then next at bat he tries to steal third Little League style and runs you out of an inning, right? But just if you're not going to drive the ball out of the base, out of the park like normal, then hit every gap and stand on second base and give the thumbs up and let's rock and roll.
Yeah, no, for sure, Greg. Both great answers. I'm going to go with JT Realmuto.
Yep.
Another guy, not a good enough first half. He'd be the first to tell you. Not consistent enough. He's trouble. His is all about getting his foot down in time, as you guys could probably see by watching him. Mm-hmm. Right. But he needs to get hot. And when he got hot last July, out of the break like he did, we went. When Harper got hurt, he got scorching. Right. And by the way, Walker Jenkins probably going to stink. I feel like I don't know why. I'm just a big. The name just got like Walker. And
sounds like he should be like a country singer.
Yeah, Walker Jenkins. I feel like I went to that.
Under the Walker Jenkins concert.
I feel like I heard that on YouTube the other day. I feel like I heard that on YouTube on my playlist. I feel like that circled in Walker Jenkins' beats. But no.
Smile on that. Who is that girl?
He's going to the Twins.
What?
He's gonna be hurt too.
Just funny. It was just funny.
He's gonna be forever hurt.
I was hoping that's what you're talking about. To be honest with you, I was hoping you weren't excited about any other smiles on the broadcast.
Listen, we're that if I'm gonna
not that there's anything against.
Yeah, that's not the way I roll. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. Let's not go off. Let's not go off track here. Yeah. This guy only batted .417 in high school. I feel like that. Like he's a two-time Gatorade North Carolina Player of the Year.
He's going to the Twins though. He's going to be forever hurt, like Buxton, Royce Lewis, Max Kepler. Right? Those guys are always hurt in the Twins. Yeah,
I just need JT to be around like 270. Right? If he can finish this year at 270, he's at 249 right now. Right? That means he had a tremendous second half. So that's what I need. They're the guys. They're the guys that we need.
Yeah.
So
They're
when
the
you
guys.
circle,
And I think those are the three easy answers too.
Right?
Yeah,
100%.
They're the three biggest ones.
so before
Because
we
I
go
feel like all the younger guys have played pretty darn well.
yeah, they have.
Like
they have.
Boom leads our team in RBIs. Boom's been good. Stott's been very good, and Marsh has been very good.
Yep.
And honestly, I can't complain
And
with
Nicky
what
C's
Pache's
back to
done.
being him.
And Castellanos has been our best player.
He's been back to being what we thought he was going to be.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's been our best player.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, he's been exactly what I was expecting him to be when we signed him. He just wasn't last year.
Right.
So it's good to see it. It's good to see he's back because we were nervous. Like, oh shit, maybe we got some damaged goods.
Yeah.
But no.
Dynasty said on offense it's Turner for him.
100%.
Dynasty also said his pitcher was Nola,
That's the obvious one, yeah.
and then we're gonna
Alvarado. No, he said he'll go Alvarado. That's a good one too. Because
Well, we're gonna go relief. Hold
Alvarado's
on.
kind of banged up.
Oh yeah, don't go there yet. We'll go
Okay.
relievers
All
on when we after our quick break. We'll go relievers. Sean says Real Muto. Eric says Harper. So
Yeah, we're all in the same boat here.
we're all in the
basically.
same boat.
Yeah.
My two guys were Harper, Wheeler. I mean, Real Muto, Wheeler. Greg's was Harper,
And
Walker, and Will's was Turner,
Nola.
Nola. So, I mean, if all six could be tremendous,
Yeah, that'd be great.
we'd be in great shape.
I still think we're in great shape though. I think I'm not really. When we were 7 games under in like the end of May, I was a little nervous. Now we're sitting 7 over. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, me too. Feeling pretty good about us. Going in there. Oh my god. Okay, about us going into a break right now. So on the other side, we'll come back. We'll continue to talk Phils with you here. We'll get in the Crumb of the week. We'll continue some live reactions of the MLB draft that's going on right now, and that's when you know you're a real degenerate. This is Agree to Disagree on A2D Radio. We will be right back in 42 seconds.
Hey, Birds fans, the NFL schedule has arrived and Philly Sports Trips has all the details now. Visit the site phillysportstrips.com. This is sure to be an epic season. Be sure to go there now to make sure that you don't get shut out. Join us in Tampa, LA, Seattle, or when we get revenge in Kansas City. Don't want to fly? No problem. Gather up your crew and hop aboard one of our signature boisterous bus trips to DC or New York. Sign up now and make sure to mention A2D. Don't miss out on the best Philly fan experience anywhere. Philly Sports Trip customers always stay at the best hotels and meet NFL legends. Book today.
There you have it, family. PhillySportsTrips.com. Go book your getaway. Do it. Welcome back. This is Agree to Disagree. Only on HUD Radio. The flagship, baby. And every Sunday we are brought to you by our doc. Make them yours. Dr. Paul Vidal. Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Location in Burlington. Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Dynasty has a question. As soon as we come back in, love it, Dynasty.
My cousin Jake just got picked.
Yeah, Jake Wilson.
Yep.
Was that Oakland?
Las
Vegas?
Vegas.
Yeah,
He might be the only guy actually there.
He is there, yeah. Looked like there was a couple more there. There's a small little green room they got going on.
Grand Canyon University.
This is in Oakland too, right? Where they're doing this?
No, Seattle.
Oh, it's in Seattle. Oh, that makes sense. It's the All-Star game. Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense.
I'm here.
Worst draft in sports? Probably. No, I mean, who knows? There's probably worse ones. WNBA comes to mind.
There is soccer leagues that have drafts.
Sure, there's soccer drafts somewhere.
One of the worst drafts I don't know why. I know why I watched. I had a buddy's kid was drafted. There's a draft for the NBA 2K league online.
That's video games. It's not real.
Yes. Well, no, there's a draft.
Well, I was going to say the money's real. So
The money's definitely real.
the
and
money
league's
is
definitely
real. The money is real. Those guys make so much money. Those video game streamers. It's unreal.
It's unreal.
On another note, it is the worst draft in sports because in the 4 majors, because there's so much unknown.
Yeah, I was just saying, it's just so much unknown. You just don't know the guys. Because even I would say the majority of the guys picked are high schoolers, usually. right?
It depends, but like we know the college guys, the big college guys.
Yeah,
right? Like,
a few of them.
yeah, a few, and you're gonna know them only because like if you're watching College World Series at all throughout it,
or if you're a big college baseball guy, which there's probably a few of them around, or if like the kid grew up around your area and was in high school around your area, then you might know him. Besides that, you don't really know him. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just different, and it's harder, right? And not harder than other sports, but like you see it all the time. There's way more busts at the major league baseball
so hard. It's
at
so
the
hard to
major
play
league level than it is at the others. And the other reason is because we're not talking about international signing. You don't factor any international signing into this. So these guys are just real quick. These guys are just going against the guys that played college baseball or high school baseball in the States. They're going against the whole damn world. Where other sports like the NFL is not doing that. Like that's why the NFL draft is the biggest because you're just going off college players. These are the best college players.
College football is huge.
Yeah, and everybody watches college football. Yeah, so my point is that we talk about high school. When you talk about this draft, it's like, okay, these are all the guys that are in high school or that play college, but it has nothing to do with international.
Yep.
And we know Major League Baseball, and we know how many international players there are. So,
and another reason too is for the
I
most
like
part,
the Skeens kid. I like the Skeens kid. Sorry, Greg.
With the stash.
Just him. There's another guy in the stash behind him with Raleigh fingers. I mean, I'm digging it. Good pick.
You know what I like? It seems like it's a room full of just guys that are all business, right?
Yeah,
look at that. Look at that setup back there. That is all business.
Everyone's got a collared shirt on.
Yeah, you don't got the ladies flocking. There's no ladies hanging all over them, right?
Yeah. It's just the girl that's look like she's got her legs crossed. She's nice and proper.
Yeah, but they're keeping her out of the way.
They stay out of the way.
We're gonna need you not in this pick right now. This is an all business.
And
pick.
the other thing against the MLB draft too is you for the most part you don't see these kids for a minimum 2 years, right? So you're
I don't think that's as big of a deal as it's like okay, if you saw them all in 2 years, the difference then it makes it big, right? But as soon as they go to the minors, again, they're now getting put in with everything.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's just weird. It's just the whole.
It's not like the NFL or NBA or even hockey where you're drafting a guy and you're going to see him suited up for your team in the next season.
2 months, yeah. 3 months.
It brings way more eyeballs to that,
sure,
and excitement to that than like to your point, Greg. A guy that if you see him in 2 years, that's a win.
Like us drafting Justin Crawford last year, like great pick, but probably not seeing him for 3-4 years.
Oh, gee.
He's the only kid in A-ball that made the Futures game. See that?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He's having a good year. Just obviously
he's got a ton of steals.
Yeah, just hit the ball in the ballpark.
Yeah, that'll come.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or not. Who knows?
No, I think it'll come.
A little bit will come.
His dad was able to had some pop. You know what I mean?
He had some pop.
His dad was more of a get on base and steal guy.
Yeah, I was saying he was a base stealer. Yeah. He had a 60. He had a 60 bagger, I think. He had a year at 60. He might have had a year at 70 for Tampa.
Let's see.
All right.
Going there.
Reliever that needs to be tremendous in the second half for the Phillies.
I mean, to me, I'll hang the arm if you want me to. It's got to. I mean, Craig's come in and has stepped into the closer role here and has been really good. Obviously, just was named to the All-Star team, and I need him to keep it going because if he's going to be really good, like Tom was saying earlier, we have the makings of a really, really good lights out pen.
Yeah, absolutely, Wells. Agree. Greg?
There's a couple names, but I'm gonna go Sir Anthony once he comes back from
injury.
I was
gonna say that's the other reason.
You know, he's another guy who at times pitched really well, but then at times was very hittable. But I think we're gonna need him to be tremendous down the stretch.
Yeah, I agree. I agree to both you guys.
Sorry if I took him for you.
No.
I mean, Sir Anthony's like the glaring one, I would say, because he's been worse the last let's say month and a half ish when he was pitching when he wasn't hurt. He's been the worst he's been since he came back from injury. And so that's the glaring one, I would say, because he's last year down the stretch he was lights out.
I'll just go with Soto then, just to be different.
And we would love him to be lights out as well.
The Reds take Rhett.
Kid from Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Stud.
Oh, yeah.
Long hair.
Yeah. You were right, Wills. He did have a 60-bagger in 2009. Crazily, he didn't. He didn't lead the league that year. 2004, he had 59.
Ooh.
And 2006, he had 58. All led the AL.
You know who probably had? What was that? 2009.
2009.
Jacoby Ellsbury, maybe. Who had a monster? Trying to think of teams that ran a lot.
Do you guys think, while you're thinking about this, do you think this team, as constructed, can win a World Series? Do you think they have to make a big splash to win the World Series?
I do not think they have to make a big splash. I do think they
you need a Bieber, you need something like that to win.
No, I don't think so, Tom. But I would say not having Reese though hurts us. Like as constructed with Reese, I do think that we're going to make a move for a right-handed power bat, and I think we need to. But normally we would have Reese would fit that spot. But he's not going to be here. So, I mean, he could possibly be there if we make the World Series, which is funny.
I don't think this team can win a World Series consistent or as constructed right now.
Yeah, I don't know about consistently. Let's get with one.
Yeah, no, I meant as constructed. I just think there's too many. We talked about there's too many inconsistencies between Wheeler and Nola. But between the two of them, especially Nola, though, right? Wheeler.
Who are you scared of, Greg?
Huh?
What team are you scared of?
Ourselves.
Okay, because I was going to say, if honestly, the easy answer is the Braves, but I would say we play the Braves better than anyone.
If I had to pick a team, it'd be the Marlins, to be honest with you. Like I said earlier, because of the lefty arms.
They're going to fall off.
I don't know. They're playing really good baseball.
I know. It's like you want to say they're going to fall off, but they're doing this all without Sandy being lights out.
And Jazz, too, their best player.
Some of them young guys are pitching over their head, I think. But I agree.
No, I agree with you there.
They could also not, but I don't know. To me, that they just
sometimes guys just stay over their head.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
They have some guys that have done it before, like Soler.
Sometimes you wait for the guys to come back down to normal and come back down to earth, and sometimes certain years teams don't.
Yeah,
when you think all right, this team's they're gonna fade.
Like, will the Reds fade? I think the Reds will probably fade, but who knows? They're super young, super talented, so who knows?
I just said that in the group chat. They got the positions all locked. Now they need the pitching. That's where they went, right? They took that horse from Wake Forest. But I think our biggest enemy is ourselves. I think in tight situations, runners in scoring position, fundamental. I think we struggle more than we did last year. And last year, we played really good baseball and we got hot at the right time. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see this team being constructed winning.
Yeah, and by the way, San Fran won while we were loading up. While I was saying that we were tied, so now it's a half a game from that last wild card. But we have an extra game to play. They have a game. Yeah, they have a game on us. So
we're a game in hand. Yeah,
we could play and tie that easily if it had to be done today. But no, I mean, I'm not scared of anybody per se. If Miami comes back down to earth or not, one doesn't have to do with the other. True. Right? Like of us going and winning a World Series, right? Atlanta, whatever. One doesn't have to do with another. These fucking gnats. Sorry. But I don't know. It's hard to say. Because I don't know what Harper's going to be like. I would expect him to keep getting stronger as it goes on and start to get some power back, because I think this lineup's really missing that pop in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is for sure.
So I can't answer that. If that's going to come back. So, I mean, as constructed, I mean, can they? Yeah, but my confidence is probably 5 out of 10. If they went out, which I don't think they're able to do, but if they went out and they made a big splash for a right-handed bat, all right. Like to our point about Reese Wills, Like, yeah, sure, okay. You know, and then now I have more confidence. You go out and get yourself Bieber. Okay. All right. You know, so if Nola don't want to get his shit together, okay, then he will. Right. If Nola and if Nola and Wheeler can't get their shit together, then you try to add on to it. But I think they're close. I just think they're missing, and I'm not Mr. Long Ball, but they're absolutely missing the long ball this year.
Oh, they are.
You know, and it's shown. It's shown, and all that said, everything they've gone through, right? They're right there.
They're still right there, yeah.
To be in the postseason. Now, winning World Series tougher, right? But I think the way their bullpen's constructed, if healthy, if this bullpen's healthy, I'm going to sort of go and circle myself back to what I was sort of arguing against myself with here, is that I do think if their bullpen's fully healthy and guns blazing, that they can win a World Series. And my confidence would probably go up to like 7 and a half.
I'm with you. I'm about an 8.
So it just depends on how, like, okay, let's see him get in, and then we'll go back and we'll talk about the confidence level again.
Yep.
Well, once we get in.
It's like we were saying, like, since June 1st, we have the second best record in baseball. Now, I know the Braves have the best. Braves are great. That's great. But the Braves are, I think before today, they were 28-4. And 3 of the 4 losses were to us. So, I mean, like, hey, I'm not that, like, we beat the Braves last year. Bring on the Braves. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And they're to me, they're clearly the other best team. Like, I mean, I'm not worried. I think the Dodgers are not as good as they usually are. Mm-hmm. And I don't see something that says they're going to be. The Mets stink. The Padres stink. All these teams everyone thought was going to be good aren't good. The Padres stink.
Yes, and it's funny.
Like Arizona, it's amazing. I love it. I hate Juan Soto. Like Arizona's a great story, and they got some good young players. Corbin Carroll's awesome, but they don't have enough pitching, in my opinion. I think they're going to come down to earth. I love Zach Gallen, but after him, maybe Merrill Kelly. I don't know.
Yeah, they're thin. You're right. They're thin on the
very
pitching.
thin.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I mean, I think some of these other teams that are playing really good ball in the NL specifically are going to come back down. Miami, Cincinnati, Arizona being the main ones.
Yeah. No, and James Phillips miss Hoskins badly. They miss Hoskins especially because we're not getting that power from Bryce too, right? So it's a double.
Yeah, we're double
miss.
down,
and we're double down.
And you would have thought that, I would think. Well, Trey's got 9, right? 9 or 10. I mean, I would have hoped that Trey would have like 12 at this point.
Yeah, you would.
So maybe he's slightly down. And Castellanos maybe slightly up because he gave us nothing last year.
Yeah,
you know. So, but yeah, JT I would say is down as well. So yeah, they're all down. And then Bryce only having 3, quite down, and Reese obviously is hurt. And like we were saying earlier, all those other guys the other right-handed guys that we play when we're facing a lefty, where is when Reese's power is the most evident,
right?
Have no power,
have nothing.
Like Sosa actually has a little pop, but
a little
Harrison
bit,
has none.
Harrison's got nothing.
Pache had a great one the other day, but he's young.
As Tommy said, save Topper's butt on that one.
Yeah, big time.
You know, and then even Bohm, like Bohm's playing really well, but doesn't hit homers. You know, and doesn't necessarily need to be, but when you're lacking the power, then that comes up, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's more of a line drive guy out. But Alex played great. I have no qualms with Alex at all.
And I really give him a lot of credit. He's been able to transition from first to third, third to first to third, very smooth. And he made a heck of a play the other day.
Yeah, but honestly, Greg, we need him at third.
No, we do need him at third. I agree.
You want to know why?
But that's not an easy transition day in and day out.
No, it's not.
It's not an easy transition.
But guess what?
And he's done it really well.
No, to be able to go back up to the
way higher as third baseman than as a first baseman, though. Batting average way higher.
Interesting.
Really strange. But credit to him though. It shows he's a professional hitter at such a young age. And remember something. We can talk about his power numbers.
I thought he's played both positions very well in the field.
Yeah. But we can talk about his power numbers.
The one today, but the game was already over at that point.
We could talk about his power numbers, guys, but he's also got
most
got
RBIs
9.
on the team.
He's got 9, by the way, and he has essentially he's got 289 at bats. Where guys like Nicky's got 345, Schwarber's got 331. So
he missed a
chunk of game.
Yeah, he missed a 2-week chunk there, right? Like 10 to 12-day chunk or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got essentially the same amount of home runs as JT does in pretty much the same amount of bats. So,
And we weren't expecting
He
him to hit like 30 homers, you know?
he is.
I would love to
baseball.
be in that 20-25 range, which he might end up being.
Yeah, he could. He could.
He could. I know
Strong
that.
second half.
I know they wanted more, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine, but they wanted more. It's crazy, like the Rockies. You know, you draft a pitcher, and if you're that pitcher, you're like, shit.
You're like, damn it.
You know what I mean?
When's the dome coming? When's the dome coming?
You know what it's like? It's also like,
I'm surprised they don't have it.
I might be able
I'm
to
really
get up.
surprised.
I might be able to get up to the lid quicker, but it's also like I might get my tits lit.
Like I feel like that would be like, these guys, if they could learn how to do these, like, you get the like you get like a see-through dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you design it right, you still get the views. But like a place like that, like, dome it up, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you get the weather too.
Yeah, especially early in the year or even late in the year too.
It doesn't even matter.
Oh,
You don't
I
get
think it's like all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get good
Whenever you
weather
look
there.
at
Period.
Their thing, it always says there's always a chance for rain.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't get
pop-up storm.
you don't get good weather there. Period. Like that. Like warm weather. You just get the ball flying. You might get some 80s. You know what I mean? You'll get the 80s in the
Yeah, in the summertime. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're talking about only like a month and a half.
Yeah, shit. Early April there, you might get some snow.
Yeah, there has been.
Absolutely.
So that's just a place to me. It's like, why don't you dome it, dude?
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think it doming it from the jump, right? You know what I
Well,
mean?
now, like the jump's
Like
fine.
even Minnesota. Like
Yeah.
Minnesota's got a great new ballpark. But who the hell is going there in April?
Yeah, Detroit, same thing. Detroit, same thing. You know what I mean? You could even make the case for us. But
yeah, oh, absolutely.
all the Northeast teams, like, just dome it. And I think
The
that
retractable pieces.
I'll bet you a lot of money that will be coming to all ballparks soon, as these newer ones come to an end over the next decade, right? And teams want another one. You know how it goes,
Yep.
right? They want something fresh and new. I could see a lot more of that, where the MLB is like, put them in, because it just saves so much, like,
Oh,
rescheduling.
they'll start having the ones that.
Well,
that
that's what the other
retract,
thing.
right?
Too. Yeah, there's
retract.
cram so
Open
many
and close,
games.
Yeah,
They're
retract.
trying to cram so many games in so many days. You know, it almost hurts to lose a game. Oh, we
Yeah, if you
it
got the
saves-
retractable, you never have to have a rain out.
it
Never
saves
ever ran
the-
out.
It saves the waiting at the ballpark for 3 hours for them to make a call. Games are
It's
always
just-
on.
Yeah, it's just stupid. The Phillies had the 27th pick. Everybody asking. I know Pete was. On what pick
Yeah,
they
27th. Who the hell knows?
Well, before we get
Rolling
into
on
Crumb, before we get into our crumbs, Bryce says he would trade for Goldie.
Yeah,
That's
I
tough.
don't know.
I wouldn't, because I know that I'm going to give Reese a contract, and I know that I'm going to get that contract for cheaper.
Yeah, I agree, Tom. That's where I'm with you too. Like, to me, if you
Same
if
with
you go
Nola.
and
That's
get
why I love
Goldie-
it. I almost want Nola to semi-fail, right? Because then I got the leverage. You want to
If
stay
you-
or you want to go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you go and get Goldie, and Reese is the leader of the team. Like, unless I know some people, I put a lot into like the leader of the locker room, especially in baseball.
In 162,
And
I
Reese-
do.
Reese
Huh.
is he. I mean, he is. Everyone will tell you he is. So,
Him and
And-
Schwartz.
and if you trade for Goldschmidt, it's like you're saying like, okay, well, because you're not going to Goldschmidt's under contract for next year.
Right.
You're not
That's
going to
the-
bring Reese back.
that's the kicker.
So it's Reese is done, and then so I don't know. To me, listen, I love obviously if you want to trade for the MVP from last year, who's a damn good player, yeah, I'll take him. But he's older than Reese. I don't know. I wouldn't. If they did it, okay, but I wouldn't do it because you're going to have to give up a lot. I mean, they're not going to just give them to you.
Right.
No.
Honestly, if you're going to go that way, then I want Arenado too. Give him to me. Seriously. And we can talk Painter.
Well, then you're Arenado's signed for 4 or 5 years, because then you're throwing Bohm in the deal, though.
Well, I'm sorry, Alec, but I love you, but learn how to play outfield.
Or go play third
Or
for
go
them.
play first. Or go
Yeah.
play for St. Louis. But listen, I don't do that often, but knowing Arenado's like, I mean, that's like he's on the Mount Rushmore third baseman. I mean, you got it. That's a guy.
agree.
That's a guy I trade for.
And you even look at arms out there, right? You look at, like, I thought Bryce brought up like the White Sox earlier, right, as a team to target. You look at like Giolito and Bieber, right? Those are probably the two most available names on the market. They're not.
The White Sox probably won't move Cease, I would assume.
But Cease probably could be had.
I mean, I would love. I that's the guy that I like of the guys.
But none of those guys are having a much better. At least especially Giolito and Bieber. Cease might be. I haven't looked at his numbers recently, but
no, not really.
None of those two guys are having a better year than Nola per se, right? So like for everyone clamoring to go out and get a name, sure, give me Bieber, give me Giolito to add to the list. But if you're talking about replacing like Nola, you know what I mean? Like they're having the same year.
First off, I think Bieber. I honestly am out on Bieber. I do not want Shane Bieber. His strikeout numbers are way down.
They're down.
I'm out on Shane Bieber. He's been better the last month, but his strikeout numbers are still way down. He used to be a dominant strikeout guy. He's not anymore. So I don't know. I'm out. I'm out on Bieber.
Yeah, and that's all fair, but because they're all in the same spot. Giolito, Bieber, and Nola, they're all up for extension after this year, right? And that's where everyone's thinking outside. And it's just because it's Nola, right? It's the lightning rod that is Aaron Nola in this city. You know what I mean? That people are just so willing to try and replace him, but no one out there that's available is having any better of a year than he is. And then they're all in the same situation. You either got to let him walk or sign him to a crazy extension at the end of the year.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I do like Giolito, but he's weird too, though, Greg.
Yeah.
Sometimes he looks dominant. Sometimes he's very much like Nola. Honestly, he's dominant. Sometimes there's other times where he just gets lit up.
I think he's got one more deal. Stroman's interesting.
Stroman's a good name. I don't like Marcus Stroman though.
He's a nut up kind of guy though.
But he's the guy that every time he's been in a big spot, besides the USA World Baseball Classic where he threw great. He threw great in a big spot. He did not pitch well for the Mets. He did not pitch well for Toronto when they were both going for playoffs. I don't know. And he's another guy he's a guy that jabbers a lot off the field. He's all on Twitter all the time jabbering. And I don't know. Sometimes that kind of dynamic doesn't work. I'm not sure. But he's pitched great this year.
He's
Stroman, but again, he's on the Cubs who stink. So if he's back on a contender, is he going to pitch great again? I don't know. He hasn't in the past, but he has pitched great this year. If you want to give me Marcus Stroman, I'll take Marcus Stroman.
All those guys are going to at least cost you McGarry at minimum.
Yeah, I would think that.
That's probably going to be the starting point because you're not going to give up Abel or Painter for any of those guys because they're all rentals.
If we're being
except
honest,
for Stroman.
If we're being honest with ourselves, like Andrew Perrin needs Tommy John, right? Like just get Tommy John. They keep saying I don't know. Like honestly, I'll trade him. He needs Tommy John. I'll trade him.
Yeah, just go get it. Just get it now. So that way you're back for next year.
Honestly, just get it. I hate the fucking. We'll try to rehab it. Just get it, dude.
We saw with Harper. He's not a pitcher.
Just get it, and I'll trade you.
Real quick before we get to Crumbs, I want to go back to that Carl Crawford 60 steal year. Jacoby Ellsbury did lead the league with 70.
I mean, I'm just here, Greg.
Michael Bourne had 61 at 2.
Oh, Michael Bourne
60
for the Astros.
Yes,
couldn't have been for us.
No, for the Astros. And then 4 there's a tie, jumps to 42. Sean Figgins, B.J. Upton, and Niger Morgan.
Sean Figgins, wow. The incredible Sean that starts with a CH.
Yeah.
Sean Figgins.
I think that's Chris Davis for Oakland.
Yes, with the K. He was a Homer Steele guy early on.
Matt Kemp at 8th, Elvis Andrews at 9, and our own Jimmy Rollins and Ian Kinsler tied at 10th with 31 that year.
Yeah, and there's guys over 31 right now. There's probably 10 guys with over 30 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, there's close. Acuna has 40 for sure, and so does the kid for the A's, right? Ruiz.
Yeah,
I think he just got hurt though. Yes, Asturi, or however you say that, Asturi. Yeah. Acuna's unreal. I mean, you might as well just give him the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's at minimum hitting 40.
I keep telling myself, like, and this is good for everyone else that's been gambling out there, because I gamble every day. I keep telling myself, why am I not betting like 4 Braves to homer every game? Just same game parlay 4 Braves, because they hit 4 homers a game.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to hit one, and it's like $10 to win $1,000. Easy. It's like
Ruiz has got
you're gonna hit one.
43. Acuna's got 41.
Yeah,
Franco's
unreal.
the next at 28.
And they both are over 40. Wow.
And they're both are over 40.
Will one of them get to? I mean, can one of them get to 75? That'd be impressive. 80 would be. 80 would be tough. 75 would be possible. I mean, if Acuna does 40 homers, 60 steals, yikes. I mean, the 60 steals are in the bag pretty much. He only needs 19 more, 18
Good
more.
work, Nolan. Good work out of you, Nolan.
Oh, you talking about the arm candy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not doing. I'm sure these guys aren't going to do bad for themselves.
How about the kid that just got picked out of high school from Oregon? Gets to go to Miami. Okay, that's good.
Oh, is that where that kid was from?
Oregon
Kid
player
drafted
of
to
the
Miami.
Yeah, Oregon player of the year. First name's Noble though. He'll sink.
Yeah, he's gonna get caught up in Miami.
Noble. Yeah. All right, boys. Crumb of the week.
I almost made an awful comment right there. See, I'm getting a lot better. I was
gonna
an
say
awful comment.
Oh, crumb of the week.
It had to do with defense.
Yeah, I was just I was stopping it. Was continuing to try to stop you there. So my crumb of the week is Daryl Morey.
Oh, I love it.
Because I just don't know.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? That's the question. Like Harden opted in. That's his option to opt into if he wants to, and he did. And all reports were that he was going to get dealt that. That there was a deal in the works for him. And I'm not going to like overreact to what's not over yet either. Right? Like the all season's not over. There's still things you can do. But right now it is a terrible look. I don't know what direction they're going in. I don't care about the Harrell and the Mo Bamba don't bother me as much because they're 1-year deals, and I understand the direction they're going with there too. Is the more money off their books, the more they can go try to revamp next year. But we can't worry about next year, right? You got to worry about right now. And the only thing that's going to get me back players was I thought James Harden. And if Daryl is feeling like his value is higher than it is, then that's a problem, right? And that means he's going to be back, and that means we're going to have absolutely no bench whatsoever.
Mo Bamba,
no bench. So I'm really curious how the rest of this offseason shakes out for Daryl Morey, because right now, I mean, this has been a fireable offense. Not that it wasn't already, but since free agency started and you were allowed to do things, he gets fired immediately now. He would have been fired this week. Come into my office.
I was just saying we haven't done anything. The only thing we've done is they said, Harden's gonna opt in and then we're gonna trade him, and then we didn't trade him, and then they're all kumbaya at the white party together, and now it looks like Harden's gonna be back.
Yeah, and if he's back, right? But I got a bench to address.
Yeah, we gotta do something. Everyone else around the league is making moves.
Like if you're running it back with your starters, fine. Like if you're running it back with those guys, okay, I got no problem there. But then you got to, I do, but it's harder for 1 year to buy us for 1 year. So you have a lot of wiggle room after this year. So if you want to say, all right, let's give it one more chance with Nick Nurse, okay, but I got to get some things besides an unproven Jaden Springer and a DeAnthony Melton off my bench right now as like scoring options, right? Outside of Harrell and Mo Bamba. Like I'm going to need a little bit more.
I mean, Montrezl Harrell didn't even play last year.
And Harrell, who fell out of the rotation last year.
Yeah.
I guess that was Doc's fault.
Well, apparently Jaden Springer, he's taking shots at Doc. Did you hear that?
I like that. Not really, but
no, you said like obviously Nick Nurse first practice or first get together, he's going to be on the court showing you things, and Jaden Springer's like, yeah, I haven't seen that done in a long time. Come on, Jaden. Come on, man.
I kind of like that a little bit.
Well, I mean, listen, when you know
Doc's
this
an older guy,
when you know this staff the way it's assembled outside. I mean, San Cassell did a lot of teaching, so I would tell Jaden to shut
Tommy
his mouth.
Troy,
Right, so
really?
yeah.
Tommy Troy,
But what I'll
double
say,
first name, he'll stink.
what I'll say is that San Cassell definitely coached up. But we talked about it the other night. I mean, Rico Hines is really well respected as a teacher. So is Nick Nurse. So it's going to be a staff, full of that type of stuff. So, I mean, but again, you need more than Jaden Springer and DeAnthony Melton. So,
and Tommy, to continue on to your point too, what made Daryl Morey so good in Houston was his creativity to get things done when he seemingly had nothing to do. Right? Get a third team involved, get a fourth team involved. Create chicken salad out of chicken. Right? You know what I mean? He isn't even being creative here. There's no creativity here at all to try and even if. Get in the Dame sweepstakes. Even if Dame's not coming here, get in on that deal, though, because you have something else that hopefully somebody wants or you think somebody wants, right? You know what I mean?
Well, it's Philly sports with big. They don't have the seventh best roster in the East. I would, they're probably sitting around a 4 right now, 4 or 5, right? That's where they're at right now. I wouldn't go that far down when you still have Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I would say 4.
You still have
3, maybe 3.
As of right now, you still have Embiid, Harden, Tobias and Maxey, Tucker. So, I mean, just your starting lineup alone doesn't put you as a 7th. Now, you want to start getting into the bench? Houston, we got some problems. But Melton can play. Jaden I like, so we'll see if he can, right? Is Danielle House back on this bench?
I don't know.
I'm assuming he would. He's a Rocket. I mean, Sixer.
Danielle.
I don't know.
There is a weird U in there somewhere.
There is. So I don't know. I don't know if he's still on this route. Like, I don't know if he's part of it. So, but yeah. So
Tommy Troy.
Go ahead, get your crumbs out, boys. Celtics, Bucks, Heat, Cavs, Nets. Nets aren't better. Would you stop?
First off,
stop. And the Knicks aren't better.
Cavs
is a joke and a half, dude.
Cavs, Nets, and Knicks. No,
come on. Celtics. Yeah.
I'll give you the Heat.
Why do people think that Donovan Mitchell's good?
I'll give you the Celtics.
Donovan Mitchell stinks.
I got roasted for saying he stinks.
Crumb is everyone that still thinks that Donovan Mitchell's a fucking good basketball player. I've been telling you guys for years. He stinks. I said that the Knicks were going to roll them. They did. He is terrible. He's a worse Russell Westbrook, if that's possible. Because he plays less defense.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what the rest of it looks like, right? But that's my Crumb. My Crumb's Daryl Morey. He's been atrocious. He's been downright horrendous.
And I hate Harden, but no shot. I'll take Harden over Mitchell.
Oh, in a heartbeat. And I hate Harden.
I stopped watching basketball because of Harden.
First off, Tyrese Maxey is 22 times better than Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, and I do think, even though Daryl's my Crumb and he's had a terrible start to free agency, I do think there's going to be something done.
I mean, people keep saying, "Oh, he's got something up his sleeve." Like, well, does he? When's it going to happen?
Let's see it.
Yeah,
waiting for him to roll up the sleeve. All right, boys, give me your crumbs. Let's get out of here.
Was that your real Crumb, Wills?
You can go, Greg.
Okay. Mine's going to go to Keith Hernandez, ex-Met Keith Hernandez.
I think last time I was on, Greg did the Mets.
No, it was the whole Mets broadcast crew. This is just Keith Hernandez. So Keith Hernandez was asked, hypothetically, if
guy loves like having other team announcers on. You know what I mean? So he can pick apart every word.
I'm in Florida. I don't get the Philly stuff.
Oh, this is when they played the Phillies again?
Yeah. Well, when they were playing the Phillies last time. Yeah, but this is a completely different story.
Yeah, I figured.
So Keith Hernandez was asked hypothetically, if the Mets trade for Shohei Ohtani, will you allow him to wear number 17? And meanwhile, the Mets had just retired 17 last year. So it hasn't even been in the rafters long enough to even – and it's Keith Hernandez. Let's be real. Keith Hernandez was a very, very good ball player. Not Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani is 3 home runs away from Keith Hernandez's career home runs in his time in the major leagues. Keith Hernandez is 162. Shohei's at 159. Now, he said, don't even ask. Like, the guy is such a dinosaur and is so full of himself, he won't even let what might go down as arguably one of the best players ever to wear number 17.
Yeah, I'm with him on that.
He's my Crumb.
I mean, your jersey gets retired, then no one can wear it. That's what happens when your jersey gets retired, Greg. That's how that game works.
Yeah, but it's not like it was up there for 10 years. It's a new one. It's
already up.
They don't have many jerseys to retire anyway. It is up. I'll give it to you. I agree there.
If that was your jersey,
Shohei's coming to ask for your number, you're not going to say, yeah, go ahead, wear it.
No fucking chance.
Oh.
Pick a new number.
Brian Wilson's also my Crumb.
First off, the fact that you would be like, yeah, sure, take my number means you're a cuck.
No, it's all a matter of the circumstance.
First off, he ain't going to the Mets.
No, he's not. I agree.
It's all null and void anyway.
Yeah, it's all hypothetical anyway.
Not now.
First
not
off,
now, since Keith won't let him wear it.
Well, yeah.
You know where he's going.
Keith said no. No. What I will say about it is, I would just play hardball with it. Like,
I mean, listen.
Like you want to back a brink up? Yeah, you want to toss a mill? Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, that's retired.
Yeah.
I know how much you make. I know how much you make.
Tom, I would say
slide an envelope across.
I'd be like, okay, Shohei,
make your best offer.
You're getting $600 million roughly. I'm going to need 5% for the number. 5% of the contract. You get the number. Number's all yours.
No, if it was a number that was been up there, to me, it was just the longevity, right? If it was like a number that's been up there, or like an all-time great, you know what I mean, like a Jeter or something, you're right, you don't even ask. But Keith Hernandez is obviously, he's been retired a long time, and the Mets delayed, giving him that honor anyway.
It seems like he's like the guy when they're like, we don't have anybody this year. Like, shit.
Yeah.
We've been teetering with Keith for a while.
Let's go John Kruk.
Yeah, he's in the booth. You know what I mean?
It's like the year that we gave it to, even though I did like, oh my God, yes, Greg. I mean, we're mind melting right there on that one. I was going to say, I liked the guy, but Mike Lieberthal does not belong on the ring.
No, the Phillies Wall of Fame.
Let's be honest. Come on. Let's call it spade here. Mike Lieberthal, good player. He doesn't belong on the fucking Phillies Wall of Fame.
No.
It's like that was when we were like, damn, we don't have anybody. We can't use Pete Rose. We got nobody. We got nobody. And then someone was like, how about Lieberthal? They're like, yeah. Fuck it. They were like, can we put the Fanatic up there? Fuck it, Lieberthal.
I kind of felt that way last year with Big McBride. Like, Big McBride, really good player, but did he really need to be in the Ring of Honor?
I don't think it's something you need to do every year. You're going to run out of space.
Well, guess what?
They're going to have a bunch of numbers plastered. You're going to have no numbers left to have. Everybody's going to wear 99. Everybody's going to be running out wearing 99.
I'll tell you what, though. They're about to, enter where they can start using the guys from, the 08 team. So they'll have a good run now. Like, they can start using, Rollins and Utley and Howard and Victorino.
Yeah.
Chooch. That's a guy that Chooch belongs over Lieberthal.
Yes. They'll use that to sell on a weekend here in the end of the year.
Yeah, Wemby. I'm not a Wemby guy, Don. You know that. I do not think Brandon Miller stinks.
By the way, Victor Wembanyama, bust.
Oh, I said it. I said it.
I know you did, but
me and Tommy got roasted for 2 weeks.
Do you want to know when it was stamped? As soon as his security guard hit Britney Spears, bust.
Yeah,
bust. You can't be coming in. You can't be coming in smacking U.S. royalty.
Yeah.
Bust. Brittany wants a picture. God damn it! Fucking oops, she did it.
That's Brittany, bitch.
You get Brittany a picture.
You get Brittany a goddamn picture, Wembanyama. And everyone's like, he's 7'5", he's 7'5". After his first practice, like, he's 7'3". What? They just added inches in France? Oh, I'm out. That's who my Crumb is. Wembanyama and the security group. Bust.
Yeah, it's a great Crumb.
Bust.
Yeah.
Great Crumb. All right, boys.
I'm not sure about Brandon Miller, though. I'm with Don a little bit. He's got 12 fouls in 20 minutes. I don't know what's going on.
Like, so he's a little handsy.
Yeah, we know that. We know.
I still think I coined him Gun Runner, and I think that needs to stick. Can we get it to stick? Guys, can we start using that? Gun Runner.
Oh, my goodness. All right, great show. Wembanyama stinks. Miller jury's out on Scoot Henderson's MJ. This has been a great... Oh, what timestamp's that? 114. Yeah, we're gonna need that guy. We're gonna need that guy. We're gonna need that guy later. We're gonna need all this. I think that was like 3 minutes straight of nonsense. We're gonna need
about
all of it.
110 on. We're 110 on.
Wrap it up.
I should have just clicked end when I entered the Henderson.
Player comp, Darren Dalton. That's an interesting player comp.
You remember it'll be a 30 for 30. Remember when Dame ran from MJ? Excuse MJ. You remember when Dame ran from him? Dame's gonna be doing rap videos in his 50s.
I'll tell you what.
The Brian.
I'm sliding a little bit of crumb to the people that are trying to tell me that Portland's not being fair to Dame. They pay him $40 million a year. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
There's
I think
nothing
that
fair. Like they had to trade him for shit just because he wants to go to Miami. That's not how it works. He wants to go to Miami. God damn it! You take a terrible deal.
yeah, they're giving him 40. All right, boys. We're brought to you by our doc. Our doc, make them yours. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy LLC, location in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. For Greg Milakovic, Brian Wilson, I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, hit the like, subscribe, turn your damn alerts on. We're out of here. Minute, an hour 16. Not bad. I almost did a minute 16.